Show me the receipts that these dudes know what they're talking about. Because I met Donovan Sharpe's woman. There's nothing value about that. I said it because it's true, not because I'm taking shots. Because not only is it true, but it's true based on these own dudes' ideology. Ain't nothing about Devin Young. Ain't nothing about Devin low mileage. Ain't nothing about Devin above average beauty. Come on, bro. So all I'm saying is if you want to know how to catch the big tuna, you got to ask the fisherman that caught the big tuna. You can't talk to the nigga with the little scrimps. You see what I'm trying to say, bro?
I hear you.
And I would try to explain this to guys because you have this divide, this unnecessary divide, right? In this male space, which to me is counterproductive. It's counterproductive for us to be trying to chop each other up into these little groups. Yes, we can identify with different things, but we don't have to be adversaries. We should be able to shake each other's hand and say, hey, I'm from this tribe over here. Oh, word, that's what's up. Let's exchange some ideas, see what we do agree with, and whatever we don't agree with, we just accept that, hey, we don't do it like that over here. You know, we prefer not to do that or see it that way. And we say, all right, cool. Well, we'd like to do it this way. This works for us. All right, cool. Well, we want to go our own way. All right, you do that. Well, we want to look for wives, so we're going to go get passports and travel elsewhere where the wives are better. That makes sense. Well, hey, listen, I just want to play the field, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to knock him down, man. Smash and dash. That makes sense, too. You see what I'm saying? Well, I'm going to go over here and look smacks. That's what's up. Well, listen, I'm going to go over here and try to get these finances together, bro. I just hire pros. You know what I'm saying? I know what I like. I pay for it, and, you know, it's all good. And we all men. So I'm not about to tell you what to do with your nutsack. Don't tell me what to do with mine. We can talk about it. We can discuss and exchange the ideas. That's awesome. That's what men do. But we don't need to be out here criticizing each other, judging each other, and saying that the way you do it is wrong, and this is the way it's supposed to be, and that's the way it is. And what?
Well, the idea that a lot of people have is that unless you're an alpha male, you can never truly satisfy a woman in today's society.
Well, hold on. Are the people that are saying this actually understands what satisfies a woman?
I've heard it too many times. You have to be the provider. You have to tell her what to do. You have to do X, Y. You have to be the alpha male, or else a woman was never satisfied. I've heard it from people like Donovan and Sharpe, and of course, Fresh and Fit. And
Okay.
I've heard these statements that, you know.
Hold on. Go ahead and tell me which one of those dudes has a high value woman on their beck and call. Which one of those dudes has a young, beautiful, semi-chaste, semi-pure, she don't got to be a virgin, right? Low mileage woman at their beck and call? Which one of them has this type of woman submitted to them? Which one of them has that type of woman cooking and cleaning? Which one of them has that type of woman for any length of time? Because mine gonna be here in a minute. She's at work, but she still cooks, she still clean. She's still feminine, she still cooperate. Mileage low body count. Been mine for over 3 years now. And she done out-competed and pushed out the other chick because I had two of them at the same time. It was polygamy at first. She pushed the other one out. So, and all three of them have met her. Everybody you just named met her. Because she was coming with me. Okay, to see me. So, show me the receipts that these dudes know what they're talking about. Because I met Donovan Sharpe's woman. There's nothing value about that. I said it because it's true, not because I'm taking shots. Because not only is it true, but it's true based on these own dudes' ideology. Ain't nothing about Devin Young. Ain't nothing about Devin low mileage. Ain't nothing about Devin above average beauty. Come on, bro. So all I'm saying is if you want to know how to catch the big tuna, you got to ask the fisherman that caught the big tuna. You can't talk to the nigga with the little scrimps. You see what I'm trying to say, bro?
I hear you.
You can't
Hey,
you can't talk to the nigga with the sardines about how to catch the mackerel. It don't add up. Is all I'm trying to say. And everything that you just described don't have nothing to do with alpha. Providing for a woman, okay? Telling a woman what to do. What does that have to do with alpha?
well, that's the image that, like, let's be honest. Let's be honest. The image of alpha men are the
Mm,
stoic individual who has a cold heart, doesn't care about anything, and these are the things that, like I said, we're portraying alphas to be. Like, if a lot of young men who are lost in their ways want to figure out some things, and they hear this word alpha male and they want to try to mimic it. And like I said before, we've commercialized this into this individual section.
mm. I think these guys are putting this stuff in the wrong order. A lot of these guys be putting these things in the wrong order. They start with the end. Women is the end. Attracting women is the end. That's not the beginning. That's not the goal. That's not the objective. That's just a byproduct. So I'm trying to tell these dudes. Your motivation to be alpha is to get women. Do you know how ass backwards that is? The alpha is not in regards to females. The alpha is in regards to other males. Right? He's the head of that pack. He's the alpha individual in that environment. And should he ever bump heads with another alpha, now we got to figure out who's the alpha now. Now we got to reevaluate who the alpha is now. Because only one top dog. So now we got to reevaluate, reshuffle all over again. The women ain't got shit to do with that other than being on the sidelines, waiting around until us men figure out who the alpha is. So the fact that these guys are like conflating all of that, it amazes me. Because a woman's opinion on alpha is just that, an opinion. It ain't shit. It don't mean shit. She don't determine who the alpha is. The men competed to eliminate everybody who ain't until we get to who's left.
Yeah.
That's the alpha. And we determine that for women. Once we determine that, they say, so who won? Who won? Because most of the time, women don't even understand how to keep score. They're like, I don't understand. What are they doing right now? What is he doing with the ball? Okay, baby, what he's trying to do is he's trying to pick up some yards. Yards? This is about gardening? No. Okay. They're falling into the end zone. Okay? They have a certain amount of attempts to do that. They're trying to pick up as much yardage on each play. I don't understand what you're saying. Just, I'll let you know who won. That's how it is. They don't even understand our competitions. They don't even understand it.
Our hierarchy, yeah.
They don't understand our hierarchy, exactly. We sort it out. And then we let them know. That's why these goofy broads is over here picking dudes that are in suits punching a clock over dudes that own plumbing companies. Dudes that are in the union.
Bro.
Because they don't understand. They don't realize that this dude's making 180 grand a year, and you think that he's beneath you because he comes home from work dirty, because he drives an old pickup truck, which is the tax write-off. You think he's beneath you, but yet he's in zero debt because he paid for trade school as he went, right? And you over here chasing behind some dude that got student loans he ain't paid. You see what I'm saying? He's waiting around for a position to open up at the office. And he just dresses like he making money, but he recycling the same 2.5 suits to get him through the week. Mm-hmm. Right? But you think he got money. He driving a Lexus and he's in debt to pay for it. This dude over here driving a pickup truck that's paid for.